Hey everyone, welcome to the Dogmatic DIY or the gardening section, whatever one you want to include, as we're going to take this area, as you can see. Here, that area there used to be flowers and stuff, but if you plant garlic, you're aware that you can't plant garlic in the same spot for at least 3 or 4 years. You can't go back to that spot just to avoid disease. Apologize for the traffic. It's a busy day of work. Hopefully the mic doesn't pick up that. But we cleaned out this, we moved the plants somewhere else, and do a raised bed here for our garlic, and that's going to give us actually a bigger space. So, I'm going to show you how to build it. Let's get started. What we have here is this garden is about just over 12 feet long. So that's going to be perfect for us. We're going to do a 3-foot wide by 12-foot long raised bed there, and I have some old, I'm going to replace my deck, some old 2x6s here. So I'm just going to use some scrap wood here. I'm going to build it using the 2x6s and some 4x4s, like either corners and then the middle, and now holding together. You don't need to stake it in the ground. You don't need to do all that fancy stuff to get it in. Once you get all the dirt and everything filled in there, that'll hold everything perfect. So I'm just going to cut some 4x4s at certain heights, and I'm going to screw these 2x6s too high. So 2x6 is what, 5.5 and 5.5, so that's going to be 11 inches there. That'll be nice. Garlic doesn't need a deep ground, the soil to get through. I'm going to do that. Fill it with, well, I'm going to do with some compost. Apologize again, it's windy too, so it's like perfect weather for video, windy, traffic. At least it's not raining and snowing yet. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll fill this up with whatever we can, so you're not just filling it all and spending money on dirt. We'll do some leaves, some branches, some cardboard, some straw. I got some compost in there, and then we'll do what we can to fill it. But today I'm just going to show you how I'm going to build it, and I can always do the garden section and how I'm going to fill it. So let me start cutting these boards to 6-foot lengths, as we're just going to do 6 foot, and it's 2 of them together make it 12, as these are 8 foot long. I'm going to start cutting these and putting them together. Alright, so I cut the 4 6-foot boards. Next, I'm going to cut the 4x4s. I'm just going to grab some scrap 4x4s, and so these 5.5, 5.5, 11. I'm just going to make them 12 inches, just save time. And I'll come back, and then we'll put those together, and then we're going to end up cutting 3-foot ones for the end. Okay, so let me go and cut the 4x4s. So the bonus to always keeping the scrap wood is I already have some already cut to 12 inches. It just happened to work out well. So let's measure it and see how close we are to 12 inches. Okay. Now a little over 13, but gonna worry about it being over 12. Yeah. This one too, it's just over 13. It's a garden. I'm not gonna really worry about as long as they're longer than 11. That's what I'm looking for. So both the Y6s are at least screwed into the 4x4 to keep it together. That's all I'm worried about. So I'm going to cut a few more, or I'm going to look for a few more and see if I have any more that are around 11 to 15 inch. Well, don't follow my lead. Where I got my glasses. You always want to make sure you get your glasses. You don't want that any sawdust or wood chips to get in your eyes or anything. So if we were inside doing this, I probably would be wearing a mask too. You'll breathe in all that dust. But we're outside and it's super windy. And sawdust is across the whole garden area. Just keeps blowing, so not going to worry too much about that. You can wear ear protection too. Better indoors. Out here, it's all loud everywhere. So, all right, get a couple more 4x4s to cut, and then we'll start piecing them together. All right, so we got 6 of these cut. So what I'm going to do is I want to get at least the backside close to the house. That piece is those 12-foot section put together. It's going to be hard for one of the screws in behind, right? So I'm going to put 2 12-foot sections together, and then we cut the 3-foot sections at each end and put those together. So I'm going to start getting some nail screws. So I'm going to use 2.5-inch screws. That'll get through the 1.5-inch board and into here. Good enough to hold it together. And all right, let me go get the screws and just start putting this together. One thing I did is when I was replacing my deck boards, I kept some of the old screws when I was removing the boards that were still in good shape. Definitely saved some money as this thing was full when I was doing the skirting on my deck. I was able to use that. Even if they're rusted, the screws that you're not really going to look at should be fine. So underneath ones, then this is just for a raised bed. Doesn't need to look pretty. Definitely save you some money. So if you're going to do that, you're going to take things apart. Take a look at the screws when you take them apart because it may be worth keeping. Best thing to do is kind of just put one screw. I'm going to put the top screw in. That way you can make sure it's 90 degrees, right? And then we can put a second screw in to hold it together once we got it square. And like I said, this is just a raised bed. We don't need to be perfectly square. We just want to be square enough that it'll fit where we want it to fit. As you can see, it's leaning a little bit just because the ground's not level. Once I get the other 12-foot section put together, and then I'll put the 3-foot pieces in the end. I'll probably even do some here. Now, what I might do is, so I don't waste that, I shouldn't waste anyways, but I might just do cross brace of maybe a 2x4. We'll see how we get in the end. So adds more as you know, one of my words I say some stability. So let me get the other one together, and then we'll put the 3-foot sections on. So you see I got both the 12-foot sections out done now. So I'm going to cut 4 3-foot sections now, and then we'll screw them into there. Now let me cut these, and then we'll start trying to square this up. Got them all cut now. I'm going to pre-drill so I can line it up as straight as I can and put them in. So I'm just going to put 2 screws on each side here. Then I'm going to put one side in, then I'm going to do the other side and try to get it as level as I can. I got the 2 ends in now, so I'm going to cut a 3-foot piece there. That way I know it's 3 feet in the middle. Just one piece. I'm not going to do it all the way to the top, but I still can put dirt over top of it. It's just more or less to strengthen it up, and then that's it. So let me get this last piece, and then we'll finish up the video. Okay, all done. Now, that looks big. So you don't want to fill this all with dirt that you have to buy. So try to get at least the lower section mixed with branches, leaves, grass clippings, even cardboard you can all decompose and stuff like that. So you can save a little bit of money on the dirt. If you make your own compost, I'm not sure if you're going to have enough to make this. It's quite a bit, but do whatever you can to try to save some money on this. I already saved money by using scrap wood. So if you have any questions, leave in the comment section below. Hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that bell to be notified when I post another video. We'll talk to you.